That's a great thing. That's fantastic.
A new court ruling will allow for more PCB testing inside of Poe Hall. What this means for the cancer patients looking for answers.
In newly returned search warrants, we're learning what Jordan Porter, the man accused of killing a family of 3 on Highway 70, was doing before that fatal crash and what investigators found inside his car.
We're looking at 2 more rounds of storm chances before we get a break. I'll outline the rest of your week and the weekend.
Right now at 6 o'clock, you can see some showers and storms moving toward our area in the southern part of the viewing area. Tomorrow, they could be stronger. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Lena Tillett. We also have a level 1 risk for severe storms tomorrow. Meteorologist Mike Mays is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Mike, what's the timing for tomorrow?
As of right now, 4 o'clock to about 9 o'clock tomorrow evening, roughly. We're under a level 1 risk that came down this afternoon. We were added to that. Damaging wind gusts would be the primary threat we're watching out for. Of course, frequent lightning strikes, very heavy rainfall. There could be some localized flooding. There's the time frame again, and mainly it's our northern counties. And here's the breakdown again. We see the dark shaded green area. That's the level 1 risk, roughly from the triangle area northward into Virginia. Now, as of right now, our Sandhills counties, Fayetteville, and down east, not in that yet, but it could be upgraded. So tune in later tonight at 10, and of course, Elizabeth tomorrow morning. We've been watching a band of showers and storms towards Charlotte most of the afternoon, finally starting to make their way toward us. I think we're going to continue to watch this hour by hour to see how it generally makes its way in. And there is just at least one model that suggests that these should make their way into the area 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Don't look like they'll be all that strong from what we see right now. And then once we get past midnight, the activity will die down. Tomorrow we'll wake up to dry weather, but then tomorrow afternoon we expect those showers and storms with the cold front. I'll talk more about that coming up in less than 15 minutes. Lena?
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Right now at 6, a key ruling from the state's second highest court for people who worked or studied at NC State's Poe Hall, hoping to find out for themselves what made them sick.
A panel of judges ruled NC State must allow independent testing in that building. 5 on Your Side has spoken to more than 200 people who say they have cancer after spending time there. WRAL Sean Gallagher is joining us live outside Poe Hall tonight with what this news means for those people looking for answers about their health. Sean.
Yeah, Lena, this is like a weight was lifted off their shoulders. The 2 people I spoke with said that the fact that they can finally get inside Poe Hall to have this independent testing done will finally get them the answers they're looking for, one way or another, about why so many of them have cancer diagnoses.
For Darren Major,
starting to sprout a little bit of hair here.
Little victories fuel him.
I taught last night. Life is good. It's going well.
During his battle with leukemia, he takes every little victory he can. But today, the win feels enormous.
Oh, it's huge, just to get the answers.
The NC Court of Appeals ruling means Major can have independent professionals test Poe Hall for PCBs. However, the same court ruled NC State is not yet required to turn over documents or provide any depositions to Major's attorneys. PCBs are a cancer-causing toxin. Major and some 200 other cancer-stricken people who taught and studied in the 53-year-old building want to know if those toxins contributed to their cancer diagnoses.
We can get in there and we can get the testing done and we can get the answers.
Answers Major doesn't believe he and others got when NC State released the results from a second round of PCB testing Monday. Those showed the likely source of PCBs is gold insulation sealant in the HVAC ducts. 17 air samples showing PCB concentrations below EPA recommended exposure levels. 2 experts told 5 on Your Side they didn't feel like the university's testing was thorough enough.
We just want to find out what's going on.
Sandy Alford was diagnosed with breast cancer after her time as a student at Poe Hall. With these outside tests, Alford hopes it can provide an explanation for the sheer number of diagnoses.
And if we can get any information that would help any of the 200 plus, and God knows how many other people are out there that are still not aware of it, that's a great thing.
And we reached out to NC State for comment. They say they are aware of this decision and are reviewing it, and the university can appeal this to the state Supreme Court if they choose to do so. Outside of Poe Hall, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
New at 6 o'clock, this is the first time we are seeing Jordan Porter. He's the man charged with running a stoplight and killing a Wake County family of 3 on Memorial Day. Many people have asked why we have not shown a mugshot. Well, Porter has not yet been booked in jail because he hasn't been served yet. A family member actually provided this photo. It's one of several new updates in this story we've been following now for more than a week.
Also new in this case, and you saw them first on WRAL, new warrants which show what was in Porter's car at the time of the crash, including beer and liquor. He's charged with killing Tyler, Susan, and Miles Campbell in this horrible crash on Memorial Day. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan is live at the Wake County Justice Center tonight with what else is in those search warrants and what we learned in court today. Chelsea.
Gerald, we should mention after Jordan Porter was indicted on Tuesday on 3 counts of second-degree murder, prosecutors as well as his defense attorney actually gathered here at the Wake County Justice Center for a hearing. And that's when a judge decided to preset Jordan Porter's bond to $3 million and also ordered that he have no contact with the families of the victims. In a new search warrant, Garner police say 25-year-old Jordan Porter was at this Clayton bowling alley, Rainbow Lanes, before running a red light and crashing into this Mazda, accused of killing a family of 3. A search warrant of his wife's phone revealed that while being interviewed, Shelby Porter stated her husband had consumed 2 to 3 beers while at that bowling alley and also smoked pot before going to work. Garner police found that this Chevy Trailblazer Porter was driving blew through a red light at Highway 70 and New Rand Road, going 82 in a 45. That crash killed Tyler and Susan Campbell. Their 8-year-old son Miles was declared brain dead a day later. After the crash, police searched Porter's SUV and found an airplane bottle of Evan Williams, open bottles of beer, a 12-pack of beer, and rolling papers. Porter's wife also told police after the crash that the couple knew the vehicle was in need of repair and the brakes and steering had issues and they were planning to sell it. Jordan Porter was taken to Wake Med, where on the day of that crash had 3 vials of blood taken. His attorney told me today that his blood alcohol content was less than half the legal limit based on the information we have. Porter was originally charged with drunk driving and other citations, but on Tuesday he was indicted on 3 counts of second-degree murder, among other charges. His attorney, Carl Knudsen, feels those charges are unfounded, telling me today it's unusual for the state to seek second-degree murder charges in a car crash. You usually see that with drunk driving in a wrong-way crash, not a red light case. He also said this is a terrible tragedy all the way around. It's horrible. 3 really nice people got their lives cut short, but sending Jordan to prison for the rest of his life would not change that. Now, Jordan Porter is actually due in a Wake County courtroom tomorrow morning, but the district attorney tells me that's unlikely because, again, he hasn't been served with these charges or indictments. He also has an extensive criminal history, a lot of traffic violations and misdemeanor larceny dating back to 2015 in both Wake and Johnston counties. Live in Raleigh, Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News.
Meanwhile, memorial services for the Campbell family began this evening. There's a visitation in Ellenboro, which is in western North Carolina. It ends at 8 o'clock tonight. The funeral is there tomorrow. A service will also be held Saturday in Garner at the Summit Church at 3 p.m.
And I'm Brian Schrader in the WRAL Live Center. All new in the past hour. Lawmakers in a key committee at the legislative building have advanced a Republican proposal that would put a constitutional amendment on the ballot in November that would specify that only citizens can vote in elections in North Carolina. Now, the state constitution already says that, but this amendment would say it in slightly different language. Critics say that it's little more than Republican lawmakers trying to trick people into believing that immigrants can vote in North Carolina elections, but supporters say it's necessary for North Carolina to reaffirm a commitment to citizens-only voting. We are going in depth right now at WRAL.com and on the WRAL News app with our story in the NC Capital section.
Thank you, Brian. There has been a post-pandemic boost to children's well-being, but there's still room to improve. This afternoon, state education leaders reported survey results show teenagers are doing better health-wise than they were just a few years ago, but they're doing worse than they were 10 years ago. 4 in 10 students said they felt so sad or hopeless that they stopped doing their normal activities.
The family of a 21-year-old woman shot and killed in Durham last week wants answers. Jatavia Day was shot on Guest Road last Tuesday night. She died days later. Her family tells WRAL she was an innocent bystander, and they can't understand why she's gone. Her uncle says Day was a happy and fun young woman.
She was a social butterfly. She tried to take it, and like I said, she just want to make everybody smile, and she would just do quirky things just to have fun.
Durham police released these photos of the suspect's vehicle in this case. Take a good look at your screens. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Day is among more than 100 people shot in Durham this year.
A woman was arrested after a gun was found on her as she was trying to enter an elementary school. This happened at Coker-Wimberley Elementary, that's in Edgecombe County. A deputy working as a school resource officer saw the weapons detection system flag something in her purse. The deputy was able to find the handgun and take the woman into custody. Alexis Ellis was charged with the felony of having a gun on educational property.
High school students could soon be able to appeal short-term suspensions. A state Senate committee approved this proposal today. Right now, students can only appeal long-term suspensions. Short-term suspensions are fewer than 10 days. The student would need to appeal within 14 days of being suspended. The change passed through the Senate Education and Higher Education Committee on Wednesday with bipartisan support. The lawmakers favor students having more due process rights.
North Carolina is one of the last states to raise the age when trying teenagers as adults. Now lawmakers are changing their mind. Next at 6, why they decided to roll back the legislation and what it means for crime and young people in North Carolina. Plus, the stars are out on the soccer field at the soccer tournament. Later in sports, how one former football player performed on the pitch in Cary.
We're covering Amanda Knox, exonerated in the 2007 murder of her roommate, why she was back in an Italian courtroom today. And we'll look at why retirement worries may be affecting how Americans view the economy tonight on Nightly News.
16 and 17-year-olds in North Carolina will be sent to adult court if they commit violent offenses. This is a live look at the legislative building where lawmakers made it official today.
House lawmakers approved HB 834. This bill rolls back part of Raise the Age, which made it law to no longer automatically charge teenagers as adults. This topic is part of our new WRAL documentary airing tomorrow. And WRAL investigative documentary reporter Kristen Severance is joining us live now at the state legislative building to explain how today's vote plays a role in the bigger picture. Kristen?
You know, juvenile crime is up all across the state. It's one reason we spent months working on our upcoming documentary on kids and gangs. And it's a reason why these lawmakers voted to make this change today.
And I think we have to rein this in.
Tim Moore talked to reporters after the House voted 71-33 to change parts of the Raise the Age law. Now 16 and 17-year-olds who commit felonies will bypass juvenile court and go straight to adult court.
A big surge in crimes right now are being committed by juveniles. Gangs know, okay, that they can go to that 16-year-old, that kid between that, they say kid, that person between 16 and 18 who's going to get much lighter treatment, and they're using them to commit some very serious crimes.
In 2019, juveniles committed 978 violent crimes in North Carolina. In 2022, the number more than doubled to over 2,300. When Raise the Age became law in 2019, it meant 16 and 17-year-olds would no longer automatically be tried as adults. They could still be sent to adult court, but that was up to the DA. State Representative Marcia Morey believes this new legislation is going backwards.
But now we're saying, let's change the Raise the Age law. Let's put 16, 17-year-olds automatically in the adult system. There's no going back.
Deputy Secretary William Lassiter of the Division of Juvenile Justice supports the change.
And so it also gives an opportunity for those kids to come back down to juvenile court if both the prosecutor and the defense attorney thinks that's the best action that needs to occur.
Lassiter pushed for another change in the bill. Adults who entice kids to commit crimes will face those same criminal charges.
It has an extremely important part that we thought needed to be in the legislation, which is targeting adults that are trying to get young people to make big mistakes.
And Kristen, I know a big part of tomorrow's documentary is how Raise the Age was being used by gangs to commit crimes. What did you learn in your reporting?
You know, Lena, we set out to do this documentary on gangs, and then all of a sudden, doing all of these interviews, we kept hearing about Raise the Age. And not the law itself. I think many of the people we interviewed support Raise the Age, and they thought it was the right move in 2019. But they said an unintended consequence was that these gang members were saying, look, Raise the Age passed, and they would say to 16 and 17-year-olds, you're not going to get in trouble. You hold this gun. You commit this crime. And they were committing these crimes, and the numbers show those juvenile crime rates are up. And so, you know, we really delve into this in our documentary. I learned so much, and I know everyone watching will too. It's called Easy Targets, Gangs Getting Younger in North Carolina. It airs tomorrow night at 7:30 on WRAL or WRALdoc.com. And I really urge people to watch it and share it. I mean, look, it's such a big topic. I mean, we've talked about it all day today.
Yeah, I mean, it's so timely, and we certainly look forward to hearing from people involved in these systems. Kristen Severance reporting live for us at the State Legislative Building. Thank you.
I'm in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Mike Mays on another hot June day. 90 degrees in Fayetteville today. It looks like they're going to get a little relief if that holds together.
Yeah, if it does, and this is something we're going to watch hour by hour. None of the models are really handling this all that well, so we're going to watch to see if this is the case, making it toward Fayetteville. It is getting close to Robinson, northwestern Moore County. If you're watching from Jackson Springs and that area over towards Southern Pines and Pinehurst, keep an eye to the west, and if you hear a rumble of thunder, that's set to move on into your area. Take a look at the WRAL Live Cam Network. Southern Pines, looking at a lot of cloud-covered Durham. We've got the Durham Bulls playing the Stripers this evening. Fayetteville, our WRAL newsroom, we got you covered with that on Hay Street. Apex, looking at mostly cloudy skies right now. Just about a 30% chance for a shower or storm as we head into the evening hours. By 11 o'clock, 30% chance, 75. Join me at 10 on Fox 50 and 11 on WRAL. We'll see if these hold together. Tomorrow, more organized storms with our cold front coming in. So it's 4 to about 8 o'clock tomorrow evening that have about a 50% chance for storms. And if any become severe, damaging wind gusts are what we're watching for. Then once the front passes, it's not bad for the weekend. Another dry one. Now there's a secondary cool front coming by. We'll call it a dry front, bringing less humid air. And we're really going to notice it on Saturday when dew points fall into the 40s to about 50, the high 85, the morning low 59. Sunday, the humidity creeps back up with the high about 88. There are signs that another front could come in and bring dry air for next week. That's something new both the European and the American model picked up on today. So we'll watch to see if this becomes a trend. But it is bringing a little bit of rain, some showers Monday night and Tuesday morning. And then we have another strong northwest flow that delivers that dry air for much of next week. And here's how it looks. All the humid air is displaced offshore. This is for Tuesday of next week. And all this is dry air. That pleasant feel that we've been feeling lately could be repeated next week. We got the U.S. Open coming up next week. Dew points could stay in the 50s all next week, meaning it won't feel all that bad to be outdoors. But that would be nice. And we're still looking at that below normal temperature pattern from the 11th through the 15th. That would keep the bigger heat away. We would certainly like that. Sometimes we could have 100-degree highs in June. Not so far this year. 90 tomorrow with 50% chance for storms. Dry Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night there could be a shower, but notice we're mid and upper 80s for highs, not feeling all that bad. Morning low on Saturday is 59, 88 on Sunday, 85 on Monday. Another front Monday night and Tuesday morning brings more dry air that lasts Wednesday, Thursday, and perhaps Friday of next week. So we generally call it a feel-good forecast. Not bad at all.
Yeah, Mike, the last time the U.S. Open was here in Pinehurst, it was blistering hot. So this is going to be a relief for people.
It should be nice.
Thanks.
All right, so it's heating up in more ways than one in Cary right now. Chris Lee joining us from the soccer tournament. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. It is definitely hot out here, Lena, but also there's a lot of drinks and refreshments to cool you down. Also, it's a lot of great soccer to watch, including some celebrities like Pat McAfee, who's out here next in the sports. We'll tell you what's been going on all day today on the very, very first day of competition here at the TST. That's after the break.
Soccer. Huge fan of the game. It's really cool that we have this event here in Cary. Really excited about it. Como.
Welcome to Sports. I'm Chris Lee. That's my guy, Pat Welter, right here next to me. And that fan's excitement is one of the many reasons why this tournament, the TST, has had such a profound impact.
Chris, how do you do a sequel bigger and better? The TST back for year 2, and they're certainly doing that so far.
That includes big names like J.J. Watt, Pat McAfee, Chad Ochocinco, some former NFL players here on hand. Plus, they're out of their element playing soccer, which is very cool to watch. McAfee is doing his hit daytime sports talk show here live at Wake Med Soccer Park, while also hitting the pitch to play some soccer. But there's also some people who are excited about the locals who are here on hand, Pat.
Yeah, the Raleigh Rebels, one of those local teams. They actually feature 6 former Cardinal Gibbons players and coaches on the roster. Cam Steele is one of those players. He's the co-owner of the Raleigh Rebels along with his high school friend and teammate Chase Rohde. They won their game earlier today, 3-2. $1 million, obviously the goal, but for them, it's even bigger than that.
I had friends, family. My mom's on the sideline. She's screaming. She's the Rebel mission. She's the epitome of it. So we've got family members on our staff carrying, helping us prepare. They're pulling all-nighters this week to help everyone get ready, cooking food. It's a mission. This is not just a team, it's a mission.
Of course, the women's bracket will begin Friday, but tomorrow will be media day for the TST women's teams. Heather O'Reilly, Joanna Lohman, and other former U.S. women's national team members will be here at Wake Med Soccer Park to talk about the excitement of the women's tournament. However, tonight, the Durham Bulls are winners of 6 in a row. They can try to make that 7 tonight against the Gwinnett Stripers. You can watch it on WRAL+. Hopefully, it'll be a good time.
Back to you guys.
All right, fun out there. Just don't get hit by J.J. Watt. Make sure you're paying attention on the sideline.
I don't think you can miss him, though. Something tells me you won't miss him.
No.
Thanks, guys. And thank you for watching. We're minutes away from NBC Nightly News. Tonight, why retirement worries may be affecting how Americans view the economy.
And tonight at 7 o'clock, allegations of an inappropriate relationship between a student and teacher at a local high school. What we've learned in this investigation. That's at 7. We'll see you then.